It's become pretty clear that the squad and many of the Justice Democrats have decided, let's try to play the inside game and get our wins that way. I've been warning against this for as long as I can remember because it never works. It's not going to work. And if they think they could out Machiavellian maneuver Nancy Pelosi, you got another thing coming. And at the same time, they're trying desperately to go along to get along and get their crumbs and their wins when they can. Look at what Nancy Pelosi's doing. Pelosi mocked AOC in childlike voice while hitting out at the squad for attention-grabbing new book claims. Mocked AOC in a childlike voice. She thinks, oh, they're just attention grabbers. So early on, if you guys remember, when AOC first got there, she joined protesters in Pelosi's office. I think they were protesters who were from the Sunrise Movement, and I think they were fighting for a Green New Deal, and they wanted her commitment to fight for that, meaning Pelosi's, and AOC joined them. AOC joined them. And so ever since that moment, Pelosi has had nothing but sneering disdain for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. So this new book that Nancy Pelosi is writing is actually, I think it was originally from an interview. There's this writer who did 10 interviews with Pelosi and sort of transcribed it and added some stuff. And so this is where we learned this information from. This is a little snippet that came out. According to the interviewer, she said, quote, "Anger at the 4 new progressive congresswomen was palpable." So when she brought up Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and others in, the left flank of the party in Congress, the anger was palpable. Apparently, Pelosi said to AOC, quote, "You're not a one-person show. This is the Congress of the United States of America." So that's Pelosi saying, know your role and shut your mouth and fall in line. So Pelosi doesn't like that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has a colossal Twitter following and doesn't like that she's developed power in a unique way that this previous generation of politician doesn't grasp, doesn't understand, they're totally clueless about. They've had workshops where AOC tries to teach other Democratic politicians how to go viral, how to have a bigger Twitter following, how to get people to actually like you. And I think that threatens Pelosi. She feels like I can't corral her like I want to. So, it's so much easier to corral the other Democrats, and AOC's more of a challenge, and she resents that because it threatens her power. The other thing is, having that many regular followers means she sort of has breaking free from the donor network in the sense that she doesn't need corporate money. She doesn't need billionaire money. She doesn't need PAC money. She doesn't need the good old Boys and Girls Club. She can raise money through small dollar donations. That threatens Pelosi's power because one of the ways Pelosi keeps other Congress people in line is to dangle over their heads the fact that she can raise them money enough to win their next election. She has the donor connects. She can follow through for them. So for Pelosi, it's all about power and control. And she feels like AOC threatens her total grip on power and her control. But I got good news for Nancy Pelosi. No, she doesn't. She's actively chosen to do the opposite, to work with you, to try to get crumbs where she can behind the scenes and not cause a fight, raise a stink. She's actively chosen that path, and we're actually going to get to a story on that in just a little bit. That it's very intentional. I think is the exact wrong strategy. It's not going to work. It's completely dumb, but that's what she's chosen. And so look at, it's so amazing to watch this unfold. It's a worst case scenario because look at the dynamic of their relationship. What's the dynamic of their relationship? The dynamic is Nancy Pelosi despises all the Justice Democrats, despises them with a burning passion. She openly mocks them, makes fun of them, tells them to shut up and fall in line, to understand the institution and the hierarchy and the way everything's supposed to work. And on top of Pelosi being corrupt, being wrong on policy, and despising people to her left, everybody to her left does what? Falls in line, tries to get on her good side, wants to work within the system and color within the lines. And so it's embarrassing. It's at the point where it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. So, I want, the point of doing the segment is, on the one hand, I want to defend Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez from Nancy Pelosi's snide, bitchy attack. I want to say, who the fuck do you think you are? You think you're queen of the universe? You think you're so special? You think you're above disagreement? So I want to go after Pelosi for saying what she said. But I'd be defending AOC as AOC lays out in a chalk outline of herself on the ground. AOC's not defending AOC. She's basically like, okay, mommy, I'm sorry that you're mad at me. She literally called her mama bear. But, really the sentiment is like, I'm sorry that you're mad at me. Let me try to make up for it. One of the things AOC did, and we cover the story, is that she donated to a lot of centrist Democrats in swing districts against Republicans. But listen, there's got to be some sort of a punishment if these people don't support the policies that we put them there to support. They don't support, whatever it might be, living wage, Medicare for all, free college, ending the wars. If they don't support those things, then you shouldn't be donating to them. That's obvious, right? That's a no-brainer. There has to be a carrot and stick approach across the board where if somebody's with your agenda, they get support. If they're against your agenda, they don't. Again, I think this stuff is relatively obvious. Apparently it's not. They're playing the inside game. And even with them falling in line, sucking up, trying to get on the good side of leadership, this is the result. This is the backlash. You think Pelosi hesitated to put this in there, felt weird about it, felt bad about it? She loves it. She loves the idea of publicly punishing people to her left. She loves it. Fall in line, know your role, respect the institution and the hierarchy. I'm here because I paid my dues. You haven't paid your dues yet. You're just a rabble-rouser, and you make noise, and you get in the way of real, serious governing. And the response is, yes, Mama Bear. I'm sorry, Mama Bear. That's not why we sent you there, AOC. So Pelosi's showing her true colors here, for sure, as a wretched demon trying to keep the corrupt status quo in place. But also, AOC showing her true colors. Because there ain't going to be dick of backlash from her on this. Not even a peep. Because, again, time and time again, she showed her instinct is to avoid the fight. Like when she was snubbed for a committee assignment, what did she do? She didn't call out any of the people who turned on her publicly. None of it. She didn't say, they blocked me. The reason they blocked me is because I supported primary opponents against them. So I'm getting punished because I care about policies over personalities. This is the corrupt way Washington works. Instead of saying that publicly, when she was snubbed for a committee assignment that she was supposed to be a lock for, she put her tail between her legs and went home and said nothing about it, and then tried to fall in line for the establishment to get them to like her that way, even though they're never going to like her, so that she can climb through the party and get little crumbs of victories wherever she can. Ugh, so frustrating, beyond frustrating, and I'm incredibly disappointed.